Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast, brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVRealtor.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I am fantastic. How are you?
Very good. 10 days till Christmas, by the way. Today's the 15th day of December, so only 10 days to go.
That's
so
awesome.
For those of you who are doing the 12 days of Christmas, you're already 2 days behind. So got that going for you. Hey, you know what we have going on today?
What's that?
We've got a special guest later in the program. He's your father. It is my father-in-law. Tuesdays with Charlie later in the show.
Yeah, it is Tuesday.
Also, got a fun story here. 2 Swiss banks have decided to bar Santa Claus and his helpers from entering their branches for fear they will turn out to be robbers in festive disguise. It has happened a couple of times. So, UBS and Raiffeisen Bank, I don't know if I said any of that right. These, again, are in Switzerland. They told the staff not to let anyone in dressed like Santa Claus, nor elves. Elves are not also not allowed. So.
What about other costumes?
No, you can't come in dressed as anything other than yourself. Pretty much what they're saying. So it's not that they're trying to not be Christmassy. They're just saying, we don't want to get robbed again. So there you go. Coming up, we're going to tell you what's going on today. We got some special stuff. It's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Get razors for $1 a month plus a few bucks shipping, so you can enjoy fresh razors every month for as little as $3. Learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.
Today's a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Tuesday, the 15th day of December, which means today is Bill of Rights Day. We've got that hanging on the wall in our studio here.
Yep.
Bill of Rights.
I love the Bill of Rights.
Today is also Cat Herders Day. Is that such a thing?
Apparently.
I used to work with a guy that every time people in the office would get out of control, he'd say, you guys are driving me nuts. It's like herding cats around here. I didn't think there really were cat herders, so I don't think that's a thing. But today's a day to celebrate if you are one, I guess. So Cat Herders Day and Bill of Rights Day today. It is Tuesday, the 15th day of December.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you want to buy or sell an RV, go to RVRealtor.com. List your RV for free. Learn more at RVRealtor.com.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. Now, I used to drive a bus, but it was not a school bus. I didn't have a license to drive a school bus, but I had just a small bus that I would drive around. Anyway, this is an interesting story here because this is about a school bus. 25 high school students from South Johnston High in North Carolina gave their bus driver, Linda Massengill, all she could handle. Partway home on bus number 410, some students started to pick on one another, and they were picking on one student in particular, and Linda asked them to quiet down. The students got louder and started cursing at the girl. So Linda pulled up to the local police station, told the students to go in and find an officer. Captain Kenneth Edwards strode onto the bus, only to hear students shouting obscenities at him as well.
Ooh.
Edwards took matters into his own hands and arrested and charged 5 students with disorderly conduct. They were taken to the Johnston County Jail and released on a $300 bond.
Yikes.
So there you go.
That's
Here's
the way to
thing
handle
that would
it.
stink. And I can tell you, I remember when I was driving, because we had a bus that I would drive to events and we'd have fun stuff. And it was supposed to be fun, but it was so loud in there. And there were times that I'm like, man, I cannot believe there are people that do this for a living. I did it maybe 4 times in my life. But there are people that do that all the time. I was like, how do they do that? I would go nuts. And this lady had just had enough of it. 25 students on her bus. There was a group of them picking on one particular girl, and she pulled up to the police station. One of the kids up the front, she sent him in and got a policeman, and the kids got arrested.
Huh.
How crazy is that?
That is crazy.
You'd think that when the police officer stepped on the bus, they would start being nice.
Right. Well, you would think so. They clearly, though, don't have any respect for anybody if they were being mean to one student.
Yeah. Have some respect for each other, people. There's this guy, a pretty smart fella from about 2,000 years ago. He had this command called love one another. If we would all live by that, it would be a great world. It really would. Coming up, we've got another fun story about a Grinch stealing Christmas trees. But this one here, the bus driver story, you know it's true because you heard it on the radio.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again?
844-204-1055.
And this is your brain on drugs. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. I don't know if it was really the Grinch, but somebody was stealing Christmas trees in Pullman, Washington. They responded to a noise complaint at a house near Washington State University. They didn't get an answer at the door. As the officer was writing a ticket, he noticed a very drunk man approaching the house. Couple of them. Both were wearing long wigs and women's clothing from the 80s. One carried a fraternity plaque. The other was carrying an apparently stolen, fully decorated Christmas tree. The one with the tree claimed that a friend gave it to me.
So it was a frat.
Yeah, then they took off running. Police are still searching for him. So, yeah. It wasn't a frat. No, these were adults. They were
adults. I thought maybe it was a frat dare.
I don't think so.
This
I think
tree.
It was just a couple of friends that got drunk and said, hey, let's dress like ladies and have some fun. I'm not sure. It happened in Pullman, Washington.
Huh.
That is your brain on drugs. We've got your moment of duh on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Keystone Treatment Center. Addiction is no laughing matter. Call Keystone Treatment Center toll-free at 1-844-204-1055.
Police officers are the ones getting speeding tickets in today's moment of duh. Some police officers in Washington, D.C. are slowing down in their response to emergencies because they've been caught by speed cameras where they are on-duty police officers responding to emergencies, but they still have to pay for the speeding fines. Chairman of the Metropolitan Police Department's Union Labor Committee says officers are getting crazy tickets in their cars on duty from the speed cameras. A lot of them actually have to pay fines. The city's position, the city wants to be certain that police officers are following traffic laws as well. If an officer can prove they were responding to an emergency, the ticket will be canceled.
But if that was the case, his lights would be on and the sirens would be on.
Police say that's not always easy to prove. So they're saying, you know what, you're driving around in a police car, you need to obey laws too.
That's true.
So I understand
that. Is true.
But here's the thing. If they're responding to an emergency, which is what they say they're doing.
Okay, but if that's the case, their lights would be on and that would be captured by the camera. So
I don't know. I'm in an emergency too, so do I get out of mine? No? Okay. Coming up, Crystal Pepsi's making a comeback. That's part of our Scoop of the Day, and that's on the way.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now your Scoop of the Day. Ice cold, refreshing Crystal Pepsi. Remember that stuff?
I remember that
Did
stuff.
Did you like
from the
Crystal
80s.
Pepsi?
I didn't.
You didn't like it?
I didn't.
I didn't dislike it, but I certainly didn't go out of my way to get it.
It tasted pretty much the same, but it's just the fact that it was a cola and it wasn't brown. I just didn't care for it.
It's making a comeback after fans campaigned for a long time for its return. With the power of the internet on their side, all you Crystal Pepsi freaks got your way. You can enter your chance to win your own six-pack of the low-sodium, caffeine-free product. There's a sweepstakes. What is the site here? Let me see. Read this part. Giving away 13,000 six-packs. Oh, PepsiPass.com. There you go. Police say an Albuquerque man wanted his mother's traditional New Mexican stew so much he broke into her home and stole it.
What?
23-year-old Jonathan Ray was arrested after he ignored his mother's orders to stay away from my stew. She was making it for the holidays. Well, he wanted it, so he came in and snagged her stew. Your grandmother told me a story about a neighbor that came to her house.
It was true. I remember
and stole soup off her stove.
She stole the soup and then poured
a bunch of water in it.
Water in it so that it would still be up to the level. And then my grandmother went to serve the soup that night.
And it was like soupy
and
water.
It was just water. Basically, all the vegetables had been
Her neighbor came over and stole the soup off of her range. What? All right, now I got a story here I got to tell you. It's just a quick line. It says, some Star Wars fans are already lining up to see The Force Awakens. It opens
in
theaters.
8 days away.
Okay, here's the thing. This story is from last week, so it's even longer than that. I don't even know when it is. Whenever it opens, it's not tonight. I know that. You got a long ways to wait, folks. Why are you camped out now? Get your ticket
ridiculous.
and go home to your mother's basement and take a nap. Okay. I'm just teasing. All right. Hey, in the spirit, I know one person's going to send me an email on that. Nothing against that. All right. In the spirit of inspiring more Americans to increase their charitable giving this holiday season, Wallet Hub analyzed 8 key metrics such as volunteer rates, percentage of taxpayers who donate to charity, and growth in charitable giving. The study found the most charitable state is what? Utah.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Then Maryland, then Idaho, then Oregon, then South Dakota. Those are the top 5. On the other hand, the states that are on the Grinchy list, the least charitable states include Kentucky, Arizona, California,
that one surprises me.
Louisiana, and Rhode Island. Yeah,
Rhode Island doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, they give the least because they're just a tiny state.
Yeah.
All right. Drink every day, get drunk once in a while. You might be an alcoholic and didn't even know it. Or maybe you're not. A new study shows most people who drink to get drunk are not alcoholics. What? The finding from a government survey of 138,100 adults. What a weird number of adults to ask. Did they just quit at that point, or like we talked to enough?
That's enough.
Or that's how many people showed up for this particular party. Anyway, they says here, it counters the conventional wisdom that every falling down drunk must be addicted to alcohol. Instead, the results from the National Survey on Drug Use and Health show 9 out of 10 people who drink too much are not addicted and can change their behavior with just a little bit of prompting. So they're saying there could be some help for you, Heidi. I mean, anybody.
I'm fine. How many times have we done a diet where I don't drink at all on the diet?
I know. You do a good job.
I can do it. I just choose
Proof
not
positive.
to do it.
All right. You're sitting in a freshly dry walled house, drinking coffee from a plastic foam cup, and talking on a cell phone. Which of these most likely would be a cancer risk? It might be the sitting, especially if you do that a lot. Despite the recent news about possible cancer risks from cell phones and coffee and styrene and formaldehyde and building materials, most of us face little, if any, danger from those things. Experts say inactivity and obesity poses a greater risk than all those chemicals combined. So get up once in a while, walk around, and that's going to help you a whole lot. You ready for your strange law?
I'm ready.
Canned corn is not to be used as bait for fishing in the state of Oregon. If you take it out of the can, can you use it? Or
Do fish bite on canned corn?
I have no clue. All right, canned corn cannot be used as bait for fishing in the state of Oregon. That is a strange law, and this has been your Scoop of the Day.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RoughToughKennels.com. Dog kennels and accessories sent to your front door wherever you live. Your dog deserves it. Learn more at RoughToughKennels.com.
And it's time right now for my favorite program, something we do every week at this time. We pick up the phone, we call my father-in-law for a little program we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
How you doing, Charlie?
Is it Tuesday already?
It is. I don't know how this stuff happens, but it's like it's been almost 7 days since we talked or something.
It seems like a week ago we just talked.
I know. 7 days without you makes 1 week.
Oh, my gosh.
So, what are we going to learn about today, Charlie?
Back in 2000, Blockbuster Video turned down a chance to purchase a 1-year-old company called Netflix for $50 million.
Oh, wow. Think about what they could have done with that.
Boy, they were stupid, weren't they?
Yeah. You know, they were the reason Netflix started because the guy that very first started Netflix was mad because Blockbuster gave him a late fee when they shouldn't have.
And look what they did to him.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's not many of those out there anymore.
I bet that CEO got fired.
Probably.
Okay, back in the day, you know who Pretty Boy Floyd was, don't you?
Yeah.
He's a bank robber.
Yeah. Bad guy.
Okay. He would rob banks, but he would destroy mortgage documents during robberies, which freed many citizens of their debts because they had no record of it.
Well, that's pretty cool.
So he was kind of like Robin Hood.
Well, he was better than Robin Hood.
Well, it wouldn't work these days because it's all stuck on computers, too. He'd have to do a lot of damage.
Well, he couldn't do it today, but I think he was a nice guy back then.
Oh, there you go.
Then in 1978, Aerosmith, you know who they were?
Yeah?
They put up the money to bail out every arrested fan in a concert that got busted for pot.
Are you kidding
Really?
me? That was nice of them, I guess.
That probably cost a lot of money.
Huh.
I would sure think so. Hey, then in Germany, we're kind of all over the place today, aren't we?
We are.
There are elevators with no doors, and they never stop.
So you just have to, like, jump?
The riders must be ready to hop on at
Oh
the
my
right time
gosh.
or risk being guillotined by the lift.
That sounds very
That doesn't
dangerous.
sound very. It doesn't sound safe at all.
What a stupid idea that was.
Well, there you go.
I wanted to get off at 2, but I ended up on 3 here. I don't know.
I wouldn't want to. I would not want to do that. I get nervous getting off of an escalator. I wouldn't want to do that.
That's because you are not coordinated at all.
Wow.
I've seen you walk.
Very true.
Hey, then, you like bald eagles?
Yes.
Everybody likes bald eagles. When they lose a feather, it will automatically shed the same feather on the other side to maintain balance.
Really?
Huh.
So you lose one, you lose 2.
That's fascinating.
You do that same thing with hair.
I can't. I don't have any hair.
You got a little bit left. There's 4 of them.
I got more on the one side. I just walk around in a circle. Hey, then I got one last thing here for you.
All right, what's that?
This is sad to say, but you know that there are only 8 active Wienermobiles in the United States?
Only 8?
Only 8 left.
Well, that's cool. At least there's still 8.
They're not distinct. What is? They're still around. I don't know what that word is.
Extinct?
They're not extinct.
Yeah, there you go. Extinct.
I was wondering where you were going there. Hey, you can even get a Wienermobile remote control for Christmas this year. That's a new thing that they put out this year.
Really?
Yeah, it's just a little miniature one. That's kind of cool.
$25 is all.
I want the real one.
Yeah, that's
I'd like to have the real one. That'd be pretty cool.
I'd drive it to work.
Well, are you ready for your question, Charlie?
I think I've got an answer.
All right. You might even get this one right because they were being pretty good to you today. Remember the Christmas story? The boy wanted a Red Ryder BB gun, right?
Yeah.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid. So the question is, what does BB stand for with BB gun?
Black balls. I don't know.
No, think about what it shoots, Charlie.
TVs?
Yeah, that stands for ball bearing. They're little ball bearings. That's what they shoot out.
Oh, that makes sense.
I thought you might have gotten that one right.
That makes sense.
No.
Who you're talking to?
All right, well, if you've got a good question for Charlie, send it to us at johnandheidishow.com, and we'll hopefully have your question next week. Charlie, thank you so much for chatting with us. It's always fun. We'll talk to you again next Tuesday.
Well, that'll come right after Monday, right?
It will. You'll hear the phone ring.
Yeah, I hear the phone ring, and then the operator says, "Click call."
Hey, at least you can't say we never call you. Bye, Charlie.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye, Fluff. Bye, John.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there. We talk to him every Tuesday just because we can with a little program we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
This portion of the program is brought to you by CarsForSale.com. If you're in the market to buy a car, truck, or van, find thousands of vehicles to choose from at CarsForSale.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that?
Researchers say guppies are able to reproduce after they die.
Oh.
So apparently that's only the male guppies, I'm assuming? Because if it's a female guppy, how would she have babies if she's dead? I don't know. I should have checked into that.
I don't know.
All right, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that?
Officials in Key West, Florida are finding people found begging on the street. If you are begging in Key West, you get a fine. Guess how much it is?
How much?
$500. Just a kind of a guess. If you're begging on the streets,
most likely you don't have $500.
probably can't pay that. All right, one more fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The Preventive Medicine Society of China reports that 60% of people in rural states of the country have never brushed their teeth. Yeah. 60% of Chinese people in the rural parts of the country have never brushed their teeth. My toothbrush was made in China.
If I
Wasn't it?
wake up in the mornings and don't brush my teeth, I
know.
feel disgusting
I
all
hear
day.
you. I agree 100%. So there you
And
go.
I can't even go to bed without brushing my teeth.
There you go. In China, you probably could.
Ugh.
Coming up, we're going to take a sneak peek at your presents, or at least we're going to tell you what to do if your kids are trying that on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by StoneGroupArchitects.com. It's more than a building. It's design and function working together. Check out the project portfolio at StoneGroupArchitects.com.
If you're a parent, you'll appreciate the next few ideas that I have for you. When it comes to Christmas, how do you keep kids from peeking and spying and figuring out what they've got under the tree? Or in my case, me. Every time you get stuff, I pick up the package. I'm like, oh, that's a DVD.
He's always got to try and figure
Makes
out
you
what
so
it
mad.
is. It does make me mad.
I know it does. That's why I quit doing it. And then I start doing it
You
again
did
next
not
time.
quit doing it.
I did for like 3 minutes. All right, your kids, if they're trying to figure stuff out, here's some tips for you. These are not from me. Who are these from? I don't know. From the internet. From somebody that knows way more than me. They say, install really small car alarm on each of the presents under the tree.
Oh, good Lord.
That's goofy. Who would do that? Spray paint a chalk outline where each of the presents were placed.
What?
And then put them under the tree. I think these are jokes, apparently. Tell the kids that what hangs from the tree and decorative ornaments, but they're not. They're really little glass balls with surveillance cameras. Tell the kids that, hey, I got a surveillance camera watching these. I could see that working. The angel at the top of the tree is no angel at all. She's actually a full-time security guard keeping all-night vigil on the presents. I don't think any of these are going to work so far.
You know what? I never did peek at my presents growing up.
Never?
I heard, you hear of kids unwrapping their own gifts and then putting tape back on them and wrapping them back up and putting them. I never did any of that.
I didn't do that either. I didn't really need to. You didn't peek? You didn't even try to figure out what they were?
No.
You didn't
well,
pick
I
them
would
up
look
and
at
shake
the
them and
presents,
feel them?
but I wouldn't ever peek at them.
Well, the last thing on here says, finally, around the perimeter of your tree and the exterior, or on the exterior of the train track, use 350 small, green, heavily armed toy soldiers. I don't think any of these are good ideas. Don't use, you know what? I'm glad these are not.
This is a waste of airtime.
Who did I get this from? If it was you, I loved it. Thanks for sharing it. If it wasn't you, I don't know who it's from. All right, coming up, we've got a list of the favorite Christmas songs from the Zogby International Poll. This is going to be a lot better, and it's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVWheelator.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
I like to sing every once in a while. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like it when I do that. Usually you do that right there. You roll your eyes. Can you hear that on the radio? I think
it comes across on the radio quite well.
Well, we're going to talk about the favorite holiday tunes. What do you think the number one holiday tune is?
White Christmas.
Wrong. That's the number two holiday tune. We're going to tell you from Zogby International Poll. They gave a list of 9 holiday songs to 2,330 adults and asked them to choose their top 3. So they gave 9. So the worst on the list is number 9, right? Yeah, because it only got 9%. Hanukkah Song by Adam Sandler. And it's a neat song. Remember that song? It was on Saturday Night Live like 50 years ago.
It wasn't.
Okay, it was 20 years
Great.
ago. All right, number 8 on the list, Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer.
How did that even make the list?
They gave them 9 songs. This is one of the 9.
Oh, my gosh.
So it's the second worst song on the list. Number 7, one of my favorite to sing, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Did you say these are the best songs?
These are the best songs. Best songs.
Well, what do you mean the second worst?
So, these were the bottom of the list. So number 7 is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. 15% said that. Trans-Siberian Orchestra Christmas Eve Sarajevo came in at 17%. Number 5, now we're getting to the best, Heidi. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
I like that song.
Got 25% of the vote. Number 4, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Got 28%. Number 3, the Christmas song, Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire.
See, no, I wouldn't have put that 38%.
one on the list. The one that you like, White Christmas.
That one should be number
41%. And the number 1 song at 58%, Oh Holy Night.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that one wouldn't have made my list either.
It did. It made the list. There you go. That was the top 9 Christmas songs.
At least Little Drummer Boy was on there. I hate that
I do like that. Coming up, folks, we've got Little Drummer Boy. I'm just kidding. Thank you. That would be funny. You're listening to The John and Heidi Show. Thanks for listening.
This portion of the program is brought to you by GunUp.com. If you're a gun lover, you'll be in heaven at GunUp.com. Built by experienced military veterans, shooting sports competitors, and publishing professionals. They have awesome stories and articles that are read by millions of gun enthusiasts. Check it out at GunUp.com.
The world has this attitude today that teens are going to go out and have sex anyway, so why try to stop them, right? Well, that's not necessarily the best way to dive into things. What they're saying, what you should do is at least give them the right information. An American couple is going out for 2 years. They've enjoyed their first kiss at their wedding. Katie and Tim McAfee agreed to a sex ban and no kissing before they wed. They're from Bismarck, North Dakota. They're devout Christians, of course. They prayed with their parents each night for God's strength before they went out on any dates. Tim, 25, touched his 24-year-old's wife's lips for the first time at the church that they got married at in Bismarck. So that is so rare to see these days. And it would be nice if they would make...
But the Bible doesn't say anything about kissing.
No, but I'm saying it'd be nice if there would be more good influences in life. We were watching a movie the other day that the lady hooked up with like 8 people in just the first half of this movie.
Yeah,
it
was
was like,
awful.
Whoa. And our daughter came in the room. We're like, don't do any of that stuff. That is terrible.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Anyway, coming up, we got a cat fight in the news. We're going to tell you all about that on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. You can get razors sent to your door each month for just $1, plus a couple of bucks shipping. It's an amazing deal. Log on to dollarshaveclub.com/radio to learn more. That's dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Now, back to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
When I say cat fight, what do you think about, Heidi? Typically, you think about like two ladies fighting, right? Well, this is a cat fight that involves actual cats.
Okay.
Now, the cats weren't fighting, but a U.S. woman has been jailed for failing to give up custody of her 3 kitty cats. This is what I would refer to as a very bitter divorce battle. Lynn Goldstein was given 30 days behind bars because she repeatedly defied a court's orders to hand over the kitty cats to her ex-partner, Tom Nichols. Judge Jerry Bowles passed the sentence on Goldstein after ordering that she could keep the couple's 3 dogs and their rabbit, Mr. Bobo, like this is a bad dream or something.
This is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard in my life.
She says, everyone who has checked me through the system has looked at me and said, he gave you 30 days to hand over the cats. The cats, she says, are like my children. I've never had children. They're not the 2-legged kind of children, but I've always been an animal crusader, and I love my pets, and they are my children. So she didn't want to give up her kitty cats. So she took 30 days in jail, and I don't know if she had to give them up at the end or not. I don't know exactly what happened, but that is kind of crazy. Hey, you got Mr. Bobo.
I
think
honestly, I have nothing to say about
her hubby.
This one.
Probably just wanted to keep the cats just to make her mad.
I am not a fan of cats, period. So
we'll just let you take a break.
I would
right there.
probably end up in jail if somebody tried to force me to take a cat.
You need to take. Well, in all fairness, Heidi is allergic to cats, and I think that's what the main problem is.
No, it's not.
We're going to go with that. Coming up, we have some good news for you. We're going to end on a positive note, one way or another. If it's going to kill me, we're going to do it. It's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV. Call 1-800-259-7646. They have hundreds of channels to choose from, with many packages to fit your viewing desires. Learn more at 1-800-259-7646.
Thank you so much for listening on a Tuesday. We always try to end things on a positive note, right, Heidi?
Yes,
we always try
do.
to find some good news.
Yes.
And there was a really good day a couple weeks ago called Giving Tuesday. It was the 1st of December this year. So that was that 2 weeks ago already? It's a special occasion, like I said, called Giving Tuesday. It only started a few years ago. Started in 2012. Giving Tuesday is a 24-hour online campaign encouraging people to give back through their time, their energy, and, of course, their money as well. And this year, it was quite a success. That's why I wanted to bring it up 2 weeks later. The campaign raised approximately $116.7 million through 698,961 donors and received 1.3 million social media mentions as well. According to USA Today, that has increased online giving by 470% this year.
Wow.
That is a big deal. So for those of you who did that 2 weeks ago, thank you for doing that. And I want to just make sure that I mention this. It's not too late. Today's Tuesday. Make today your Giving Tuesday. If you go, oh, man, I didn't do that. I should have done that. Find a charity that's near and dear to you and make today your Giving Tuesday. Right, Heidi?
Sure.
You can all do that. We can all, any day. You can make tomorrow Giving Tuesday, even though it'd really be a Giving Wednesday. But you can give anytime, whatever's convenient for you. It's just a really cool thing that they did, and that concerted effort. I think it's neat that there was an increase of 470%.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That is amazing. All right, time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the Tuesday edition of the John and Heidi Show. Be sure to join us again. If I'm correct, it'll be on Wednesday, and I think we'll be right back. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Time now for the bonus break. Only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
And your bonus break is brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. Thank you so much for being on the internet there and buying those razors, because it's such a cool thing, and I absolutely love having this service available. I want to see it continue to grow. And for those of you who know somebody that shaves, put this on your Christmas list to give them. It is a really cool thing. You can do a gift membership for Dollar Shave Club. All you got to do is check it out on the website, dollarshaveclub.com/radio. All right, a new study shows 1 in 4 high school students drink soda every day. A sign fewer teens are downing the sugary drinks. The study also found teens drink water and milk and fruit juices most often. That's a pleasant surprise, because researchers weren't certain that that was going to be the case. They said, we were very pleased to see that. The study's lead author, Nancy Bender of the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, said still a quarter have at least one soda every day. When other sugary drinks like Gatorade were also counted, the figure is closer to 2/3 of high school students drinking a sweetened beverage every day.
Yeah, I know a lot of kids drink energy drinks, too. They probably should have asked about that.
Yeah, that was not mentioned in the list there, so I wonder if they were taking that into account. Police in Greenville, Pennsylvania were able to track down the Grinch who stole Thanksgiving before the crook could gobble up all the evidence. Paul Anderson broke into a home and stole the family's fully cooked, partially eaten turkey.
Ew!
As well as some side dishes, too. Witnesses saw Anderson trying to navigate his way down a street with a relish tray full of goodies balanced on top of a box holding a turkey. Police were able to track him down through a trail of deviled eggs, carrot sticks, bits of celery, things he dropped along the way that led right to his front door.
Oh, my gosh, that's hilarious.
The owner of the missing turkey had left the bird behind when they went out to do some visiting that evening with friends, and they apparently didn't realize they should have locked that sucker down. So, yeah, they left the bird behind when going out to visit some friends that evening. He went in and stole their Thanksgiving. It was the leftovers.
Right, they were done with it.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Let the guy have his leftovers.
He must have been hungry.
Apparently. Who would have the guts to do that?
There's no way. There's no way.
Like, hey, you know what? I just saw the neighbors leave, and I'm looking through the window. They got some delicious-looking food on the table. I'm going to go grab that while they're gone. All right, Barbara Joyner of Callahan, Florida, attempted to rob South Carolina Bank and Trust by slipping a note into the tube at the drive-thru. I can already tell you this ain't going to end well.
That's not a good plan.
The teller was able to inform the manager, who called 911, and the police, located just down the street, arrived in less than a minute. Joyner took off without any cash, leading the officers on a brief chase through the parking lot before they got stopped at the curb there, so she didn't make it very far. So she did not plan this very well. So Barbara Joyner, you might not want to take up a crime spree as your future endeavors. It's just not a good thing. And I only have one thing left, but I'm going to save this because this is something I want to save for Christmas time. So it's a really cute, touching story, and I want to share it, but I want to wait till we get a little closer to Christmas.
Alrighty.
So that is going to do it for the bonus break, brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. If you're looking for a gift that you can give that will just keep on giving over and over and over, and you want somebody special to think about you every single morning when they're getting ready for work and they're shaving their beautiful face, get them a subscription, a gift subscription to the Dollar Shave Club. Learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.